Like, if you don't want to listen to a political VTuber, fine. You don't have to. So, I don't really know a whole lot of context regarding this next video that I'm about to go through. A video by Hero Hey was recommended to me. VTuber's virtue signal goes viral and not in a good way. I think I've seen some of the other commentator channels talk about this situation broadly, or like I haven't actually watched their coverage of it either, but looking at their thumbnails, well, it really seems like they're mad that a VTuber talked about politics, talked about potentially radicalizing people into politics, like actual political action. That's my kind of guess on what's going on with this situation. But let's see what Hero Hey has to say. Oh my god.
Got tagged here to a tweet by Permaband. Well, thank you for the tag. Let's see what's going on here. It says, talk about having an inflated ego. I'm sure attacking the VTuber audience and shoving IRL depressing sociopolitics into everyone's escapism and relaxation is going to do great.
I will like to say that if you're indulging in escapism, you should be trying to fix what you're trying to escape from. Like, it's okay to enjoy in your fantasy, but don't try to don't just escape wholeheartedly into everything. Yeah, these guys kind of run in circles together, sort of, like they orbit each other. I have bumped heads with Permaband before. Though, not recently. I don't care that much about arguing on Twitter, and like, as far as I'm aware, Permaband is only on Twitter. So yeah, right off the bat, this guy is mad that a VTuber is talking about politics.
We've got an image here of a tweet by a VTuber. Let's go to the tweet itself. So we've got the tweet here with over 1,100 likes and just over 450,000 views. That reads,
y'all don't think if I win any one of those
You can't even read it yourself? Come on, dude.
VTuber awards that I'm not taking that acceptance speech as an opportunity to talk about real issues?
Alright, let's pause there real quick.
So, immediately he's mad that if she wins an award and gets brought on stage to talk, or gets brought on stage to accept the award and say a few words, she would use that to talk about stuff that people typically ignore. You know, when you ignore stuff, it kind of only gets worse if you just keep brushing it to the side. Permaband is literally a Tim Pool fan. Don't think he can complain about politics. No, that's the thing. He only complains about politics.
Out of the loop, there's currently some sort of VTuber award event going on. I believe it's like a
There are like 5 going on.
New event. And that's what this Aurora VTuber is referring to in that post.
I'm thanking y'all, then going straight into BLM, Free Palestine, Congo, and Sudan. Like, so many people are complaining about the person running it but aren't thinking about what it means to win it. It's a chance to make an audience accountable on a huge platform.
I kind of dislike this phrasing, make the audience accountable. I think it should be phrased more of, it should be, it's a chance to activate an audience into political, like, advocacy, into political action. It's not holding them accountable, because I don't necessarily think it's wrong to abstain from politics, but if you do, you're letting the bad people win. And yes, I will simplify it that down. I will simplify it that much, because I'm not going into the nuances. Nazis are bad, and Nazis are the far right.
Imagine reaching that big of an audience to talk about things that matter.
Okay, pause again. First of all, quote, talk about the things that matter, unquote. You don't get to dictate what matters to each individual like that.
No, that she gets to talk about the things that matter to her, and in her acceptance speech. And if she wants to do that, she can.
As if you're the arbiter of all things on earth. You might have a viewer who just lost their parent or their kid or their friend, or maybe just lost their job or something of the sort. Point is, you don't know what they're going through. And a bit of escapism may matter a great deal to that person. The second thing, this VTuber said, quote, hold the audience accountable, unquote.
I knew it was going to pick up on that one. Yeah.
What the heck is that even supposed to mean? Is she trying to blame her own audience or the VTuber community for the things that she mentioned? Makes no sense.
F the clout for personal gain. I want that clout to spread more awareness. You all know I have always used my platform to speak up on issues. That's never going to change, so vote for people that will make a difference. This is your voice and opportunity, too.
Oh, you're going to get mad about being told to vote? Are you going to say that, like, both sides are bad when there's one political party that objectively does more harm to American freedoms? Just saying.
VTuber went on to say more, and we'll get to the rest. First, one more thing about the entire post. It just comes off so fake. Looks like the VTuber is just giving a fake concern for those issues. And
you're super duper into giving all the facts with your gameplay footage talking over.
Trying to use the plight of people in armed conflicts for votes. Now it's getting kind of serious, and you guys know I like to laugh.
Using armed conflicts for votes. Have you ever heard of politics? It's a thing. You should research it.
So I gotta have a quick laugh. I gotta go back to that hold the audience accountable thing real quick. You imagine you're one of this VTuber's audience, you're like a viewer, and suddenly you see this tweet, and it's like, suddenly you're being blamed for frickin' Congo and a bunch of other stuff. You're like, dude, I just wanted to watch your streams. I wanted to watch you play freaking Minecraft or something.
I'm aiming for these.
Nice straw man.
I'm not a big VTuber by any means, and no matter how hard my audience tries, I may never end up on this ballot, but you should be voting for people that represent what you want the world.
Oh, okay, it's Fillions. It's Fillions VTuber Awards. That's the version we're talking about. Because, like I said, there's like 5 going on.
To see. Even if that's not me.
The
Never
VTuber
mind.
then adding this third tweet to their thread, so to speak. And I'm going to save you some time here. I mean,
isn't like politics majority of the times involving wars, country defense, and arsenal upgrading? Yeah, like seriously, it's a lot of it. Geopolitics is kind of a big thing.
if you want to pause and read the whole thing, you're more than welcome to. I'm going to save you some time though, and just read you bullet points about what's said here. I'm also going to save you hearing any.
Okay, I don't trust this guy, so I'm going to read it out for you. This sparking conversations, whether you agree with me or not, is a wonderful thing to see. We should be talking, we should be learning and growing. Use your voice. There are lots of people asking questions below or in quotes. While I would love to answer all of you, I just can't at this time. Please use this time to educate yourself on what's happening. There are so many creators on Twitter and TikTok who are talking about this with tons of resources. I even have a post on my page that goes into all the information out there, especially what's happening to the Palestinian people. I wish I had watched this video before I made my segment on Palestine. That would have helped. I also urge you, if you can't handle graphic images, to put your filters on. Okay, it's a good thing I didn't check that out on stream. Even if it's not on your own soil, it does not mean it doesn't affect you. It doesn't mean those lives matter less. We should be standing with others and being a beacon of hope. Thanks for listening. Okay, let's see how he's going to strawman this.
More TTS. So here's 3 bullet points. 1, continues telling people what they should do. 2, tells people that they
You should vote. It's like you should be engaged in politics. I don't care. Die a bitch baby child.
should, quote, educate themselves on what's happening, unquote.
It would also help if you're going to talk shit about people and the stuff they're advocating for. You should probably know what you're talking about.
And 3, then continues to tell people what they should do some more. So yeah.
So that's clearly what she's been using her platform for. What kind of dunk is that?
Like I said, I think that stuff comes off pretty dang fake, and it's just not a great look. The whole using armed conflicts for votes and for publicity and all that, not a great look. And
I'm going to say, just talking over game footage, not a great look. It's so hard to even connect with the person behind this. Hot take, everyone virtue signals. True.
it also shows how this VTuber, and by the way, we've seen other VTubers do similar things as this, although I don't know if they were asking for votes in those situations, mainly just using it for like publicity and all that. But whenever VTubers do that, and they demand that people, or specifically like other VTubers, talk about political issues and or tragedies going on around the world, and they act like it's such an easy thing to talk about. Oh yeah, sure, just talk about how these people were shot up and killed. Yeah, just talk about that.
It's not that hard to actually, make a video about something that has you politically motivated or motivated at all. Also, hey, Angel Tail. You certainly can put in the effort to talking about how much you don't like politics in this. Putting a lot of effort going into all of this, huh?
You understand it's a really heavy topic. You understand how many people, like I said, already have tough things going on, and they need the escapism, and they don't tune in to.
And sometimes they need that news out there. Sometimes all they ever engage with is that escapism. So there's definitely reasons to have VTubers, at least some of us, that talk about, politics, that talk about these things that can affect us. Because sometimes not all of my viewers, like 100% 100% honest, not all of my viewers are politically activated or are super politically motivated. They just want to listen to an anime girl talk about stuff. And I offer commentary content. I just happen to have a political lean. Actually, I just happen to not hide my political lean. I will say, like, everybody does have a political slant, whether you like it or not.
Watch this stuff to hear about how people are being slaughtered or something. Like, it's a very, I think, easy concept to grasp, but somehow this VTuber and others who have said similar things in the past seem to not grasp that. I also don't like how they downplay the benefit of escapism. And when I say escapism,
I don't like how he downplays the harm of escapism. Because if you just ignore what's going on, you kind of do the same thing of, what's that quote? First they came for the Jews, and I said nothing because I was not a Jew. How good is that apoliticality when Nazism and fascism is on the rise? I mean, it's good if you want to lick boots and die.
Talking about from both angles here, the VTuber being the VTuber and being a viewer. Because many people, whether they...
Also, hot take, politics can be a form of escapism. I like knowing things going on around the world, and that helps me with my issues. Yeah, honestly, same. Feels nice. The Moi feels that. The educate yourself tagline sounds nice, but when reactionary talking heads put out a spin on it, they offer a negative meaning of you're stupid, that if that makes sense. Well, I mean, I'm going to be honest, it does kind of feel like a higher brow version of saying you're stupid. in some contexts. In the context of what was shown here, it was not a I'm smarter than you, educate yourself kind of thing. It was there is a lot of shit actually going on in this world, so it could help to educate yourself.
They are VTubers or some other sort of, streamer, YouTuber, whatever, or a viewer, that they often use the escapism to try and deal with the tragedies and or depression, etc., that they're facing in life. And
that is not a healthy coping mechanism. If you just escape into the fantasy, it's just going to hurt you in the long run because you're not dealing with the core root of the problem. That is what needs to be addressed. It's not a band-aid solution of, oh, I'm just going to watch this VTuber and laugh and my problems are solved. That escapism can help in small percentage of times, but the majority of it is just going to lead you into a dependence on the escapism kind of mindset where you just kind of spiral into negative thinking and not wanting to leave that escapism. It's a slippery slope.
So to expect some streamer or VTuber, whatever, who's already dealing with their own trauma, depression, whatever the case may be for that individual, and then you expect them to go talk about these serious issues that could certainly invoke depression and sadness and sorrow and all this stuff, it shows a disregard for a genuine care for that person. And also, like,
this guy kind of doesn't know what catharsis is, or vicarious catharsis, because there are people that would want to look into stuff, and then as they find out, oh, this person that I don't like had something bad happen to them, oh, it's a feeling. I forget where I was going with this.
Like I said, for the viewer too, you have the exact same thing going on with the viewers, where they may, as I mentioned earlier in this video, as a couple examples, have just lost a parent, just lost a kid, just lost their job. Now they're going to lose their home.
And that is something that they should definitely process and deal with. And you don't process by escaping reality. You just delay. You just delay. It's just like bottling up your feelings. You shouldn't be doing that.
You don't know what's going on. And they might tune in to some VTuber or something for a shred of escapism so that they can hopefully make it to the next day. And the examples don't even have to always be that extreme either. It could be as simple as a bad day at work. A bad day at work, man. And like I said, to make it to the next day, you gotta at least get something that makes you smile that night. To summarize and recap what I said quickly,
like, if you don't want to listen to a political VTuber, fine. You don't have to. And in the case of, what was their name? Aurori? In the case of her winning a VTuber award and then using that, 30 seconds to talk about IRL politics for a little bit? Cry harder.
As the issues, in my humble opinion, with that VTuber's take and those who have made similar takes. One, it comes off like they are just showing fake concern for the plight of people in armed conflicts for publicity and vote.
And you are showing a complete lack of concern for those people in those positions.
And two, it downplays the tragedies and difficult things that people are already facing in life, showing no regard for them at all. Finally, the VTuber later added this follow-up tweet.
To my audience, now you don't have to agree or disagree. I just need this to be said. I have very strong beliefs. I speak on them very often because I am a very passionate person. I want you all to be safe while I do. I want you all to understand that you all are so important to me, and I don't speak on these things to hurt my platform or my audience. I speak on them because I believe I've grown this platform with all these amazing people for not just entertainment but also to have a voice for those who otherwise may not be able to speak.
Okay, we can pause there and add another issue with the take.
Oh god, this guy is so mad.
So,
Also, I had no issue with that first opening bit. I have no idea what this guy's problem is.
That sort of thing really comes off like you're propping yourself up too much. Like, oh, look at me. I'm tweeting a whole bunch and I'm really making a difference. Really? Are you? So the people in the Congo that you talked about, they're going to be really glad to know that you tweeted about them, right? Like you.
Nice straw man. The difference that she makes is a smaller scale one, because I'm willing to bet this Aurora Makinara, nailed it, is a small streamer. I'm just guessing. Excuse me. So the effect of, or the effective range of her reach essentially is maybe a handful of people. Maybe it's more than a handful of people, but she still does have a platform. So what's the problem? She's built up a platform of her own as being an openly political VTuber, and I think this controversy or whatever, this hit piece, I guess, I like Aurora now. I actually haven't really heard much about her. I saw a tweet regarding a certain someone I despise and was thinking about covering it, and that was the extent of my knowledge of Aurora. This is the most knowledge I have of her, and this guy's just making me like her more.
Really did a whole lot for them, right? Round of applause. We should praise this person.
That was me.
Come on.
Thank you for always being here with me. We may not always agree and we may not always believe in the same things, but what makes this community so
Praise Hero Hate. Why praise him? Unironically, why praise him? Wait, he has videos on China? Really? He has videos on China and the state of their attack on freedoms? Interesting. But hey, don't be political with your platform, right? Hey? I don't like Hero Hate. Yeah, me either.
dang great is all the acceptance you all harness and showcase across all my platforms. I know we cultivated this place with love, humanity, and goodness in mind. You deserve my gratitude for that. Thank you.
Ultimately, I just hope if the VTuber or others who have made similar takes or would make similar takes in the future end up seeing this video, that they can understand the issues that many people see with this sort of thing and how fake it comes off to others, as well as all of the other issues I outlined with it already. So,
I wonder if he knows how apathetic he comes across. Like, he literally doesn't care about politics, allegedly, but he's going out of his way to make a 10-minute video about why it's bad to talk about politics. Okay. Praise him for being a bastion of reactionary content and grifting. Oh, he does do that. He does do that. Credit where it's due.
let's now move on to some of the public reception. This gets really interesting. You'll see why in just a moment. So there's a response here to the VTuber Aurora on that most recent take that we read by Floppy Fiona, who says, "You say you're not talking about big things like the one..."
Where's the AI voice now? Is it because you don't want to give voice to the people you actually don't like? That's petty.
Ones you mentioned to hurt your platform, but you don't realize that you are actively hurting your platform. Instead of being involved in stuff you don't understand, you should entertain your audience. Fiona,
I just like to throw it out there. I entertain my audience by throwing my hat into things that I don't understand. It's working for me. It seems to be working for Hero Hey as well.
I got this response from Andrew that says,
Who is this?
"It's not your place to tell content creators how they should be using their platform. If you don't like someone's content, then you have countless other options to choose from."
True.
However, let's go back to that first sentence. "It's not your place to tell content creators how they should be using their platform," Andrew says, which is rather
Okay.
ironic considering that one could argue that on some level that's what Aurora has been doing. Many of the responses are
Okay. She's being politically open. What's bad about that? Oh, right, you're supposed to hate politics because politics bad.
Are critical of the take, including, as you can see at the very top, one coming from what seems to be a friend or a viewer of Aurora's, which Aurora has actually responded to right there. And scrolling on, you can see the majority of these responses do seem to be rather critical of the take. Back to the quote tweets, we can see a response here with over 6,900 likes in this meme posted by Haru47. And another meme, this one posted by Chisei, getting over 1,100 likes.
Politics addicted snobs on Twitter when faced with against overwhelming power of simplistic enjoyment. You know, this one actually kind of hits home because a lot of these reactionary fucks will never engage with my stuff, really. Well, they'll engage with it because I clickbait in a baity way to try and get the attention of those reactionaries. Hopefully they'll stick around to listen to what I have to say. Most won't. Most will just click off. But hey, it builds the algorithm.
Conversely, however, here's a tweet defending Aurora's take, saying, "My heart breaks seeing the replies to this. Aurora is using her platform and it's commendable. If you want VTubers that just play games, there's literally thousands of them out there, but my community and I will stand for those that speak up." However, the defense posts are few and far between compared to the critical ones, such as this response, which reads, "Anyone who picks every single possible issue to be an activist about does not actually give anything more than a fleeting care about those issues and cannot be trusted."
So trust the people that don't care about anything at all? God, this is really some South Park centrist bullshit where it's the worst crime of humanity to care about something. How can you really consider yourself to be a better person if you're just going to ignore the plights of others?
So there you go. The situation, my opinion, and some public...
Okay, good for you. That was kind of painful. There's a reason I don't cover his videos very often. Don't trust people who care about things. Such an insane take. Really, it really is. Like, for fuck's sakes, people. Whether you like it or not. Irene Sensei, she's one of the organizers behind the PCRF. They raised more than 12,000 for Palestine. Oh, that's awesome. Glad to hear it. Oh, and I'm sorry about this, Angel Tale, but you did pop in a little late. I did cover that the thing you sent me. So that will be a segment this coming week. Oh, you're speaking up about something, sharing politics, you're a disgusting human, you should get canceled. Their logic too. Yeah, like, they claim anything political is bad and you shouldn't talk about it. But on the other hand, there's this thing called the Overton window, where there's a range of political topics that are, basically generally seen as everybody agrees on this, like Nazis are bad. That is considered a non-political statement. But then you get into more gray areas where not everybody agrees, where there's a lot of contention, whatever the proper term is. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe for more content, and if you want to join the community, feel free to check out the Discord. I love to voice chat in there, so if you want to ever talk, I'm usually available. Well, in the afternoons.